Hello Group 1, welcome to reading. First, let's take a look at where you are right now. We have Strength and the Queen of Swords, with the Nine of Swords as the underlying energy. At first glance, this combination looks like a message about overcoming fear and stepping out of your comfort zone. But actually, there is something much deeper being communicated here. For those of you who chose Group 1, in your material world, you will always carry the image of someone intelligent and insightful. Whether it's in your work environment or within your family, you're often the one who helps others analyze situations, offer guidance, or make decisions. But here's what's interesting. Even though you're always able to support others, it feels like there's no one around you who can support you in the same way. And the reason for that is because you already see things on such a deep and a clear level. The things that trouble you are not easily understood or resolved by others. Now, I'm not saying this to feed in your ego or superiority. Everyone has their own role and function within a group. Each person is unique. You cannot replace others and others cannot replace you. With the Nine of Swords as the underlying energy, it shows that right now, you are dealing with your own worries and anxieties. And we know that the Nine of Swords often represents fears that exist in the mind, whether they come from past memories or future projections. They are not truly real in the present moment. The Queen of Swords shows that when you calm down, you actually can see through these illusions. But even so, you may still find yourself unconsciously influenced by fear. And that's completely human. Everyone goes through this. But I'm really glad to see the Strength card here because it carries a very profound message. What I'm picking up is that in the past, you may have taken quite a few detours. By detours, I mean, logically speaking, based on your abilities, you should have been able to achieve your goals quite smoothly. But somehow, your journey always includes twists and turns. It's like you had to go somewhere else first, and then circle back to reach your destination. And this may have happened more than once, to the point where you might have developed a belief like, I can't succeed it on the first try. Now, here's the deeper truth. The combination of Strength and the Nine of Swords reveals that the reason you haven't been able to succeed in one goal is because there is something you are afraid of. And what you're actually afraid of is your own personal traits. In the Strength card, the woman and the lion may look like two separate entities, but they are both you. They are both parts of you. In the past, you may not have been fully mature in handling these energies. You weren't yet able to tame your lion, so to speak. Your personal traits are dual in nature. When used well, they are powerful, but when unbalanced, they can harm both yourself and others. On a subconscious level, you are already aware of the potential negative expression of these traits. So, as a form of self-protection, instead of integrating them, you may have unconsciously distanced yourself from them. For example, since Strength appears here, its positive expression is self-love and inner confidence, but its shadow side can be arrogance. So because you don't want to become someone arrogant, you may unconsciously manifest setbacks, challenges, or detours just to humble yourself. And because all of this happens beneath the surface, you might interpret it as simply having bad luck. But when this pattern repeats, it turns into a limiting belief that you need multiple attempts to succeed. Now Strength is a major arcana card, which means this is a soul level lesson. It's also connected to Saturn energy, which can feel like delays, obstacles, or long journeys. But the truth is, you are not actually going in the wrong direction. You are learning how to accept every part of yourself, to integrate your traits, and to master your inner world. Self-awareness is a very deep and fascinating journey, and what I see is that right now, you are deeply studying this inner work. Next, let's look at what is currently unfolding. We have Judgment and the King of Pentacles, with the Hermit as the underlying energy. This is beautiful. Group 1, it feels like you will finally figure something out. The Hermit as the underlying card shows that you've gone through a long period of deep self-reflection. Honestly, if you told me it took you years to truly understand yourself, I wouldn't be surprised. And combined with the Strength card, I genuinely admire your perseverance. Also for some of you, the Hermit here suggests that you haven't been without achievements. You may have already reached a level that others admire, But only you know that at that level, there was also confusion, loneliness, or even a sense of emptiness that others couldn't understand. Now, judgment is a powerful turning point. It represents a second chance, a chance to correct past mistakes, return to your true path, and begin again. If you resonate with the idea of past lives, this can even mean that in this lifetime, you are being given an opportunity to accomplish what you couldn't before. And the moment you are watching this video is exactly that turning point. It's like you've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. If life were a game, I see you stepping into a new round. Some of you may still be in that hermit phase right now, quiet, withdrawn, focused inward. But you need to get ready, because very soon a new chapter begins. And this time, your role is the King of Pentacles. You are stepping into this energy, ambitious, grounded, strategic, responsible, generous, and quietly powerful. Yes, you are returning to pursue what society defines as success. But this time, you're very clear. You are not chasing surface-level achievements. You are becoming the kind of person who naturally embodies those qualities. Your goal has always been you. Finally, let's look at your near future. We have Ten of Wands in reverse, Ten of Pentacles, and the Empress. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Sun. This is beautiful energy truly. On a soul level, the most direct message here is about your inner child. After going through the hermit phase, your rebirth is happening within your inner child. In the past, your inner child may have swung between insecurity and overcompensation, never really understand what true confidence feels like. Even when you achieved things, you may have still felt lonely, lost, or not good enough. But now with the King of Pentacles and the Empress, as you become your own parent, you are nurturing yourself while also providing structure and guidance. In the past, protecting your inner child may have meant hiding yourself away from the world. But now, you're ready to bring yourself into the light because you trust that you can handle it. The Ten of Wands in reverse shows that you are releasing the need to struggle, to overburden yourself, or to go through unnecessary hardship just to control your ego. Because now, your inner child is healthy, your inner foundation is strong, you can acknowledge both your successes and your mistakes without falling into fear, anxiety, or self-sabotage. You are becoming more and more balanced, more and more whole, and because of that, your energy is no longer drained. You now have the capacity to truly build and enjoy life. The Ten of Pentacles represents a thriving life, stability, abundance, family, long-term fulfillment. If in the past you have to exert yourself just to achieve something and still felt unappreciated, now things shift. You begin to create from a place of fullness as you actively building your life, emotionally, materially, and spiritually. And when it comes to manifesting abundance, you will no longer be held back by fear or doubt. Because now you know you have what it takes, you trust yourself, and that changes everything. In practical terms, this may look like starting something you've always wanted to do but were afraid to try, launching new projects, investing in property, organizing your life. And for some of you, even building a family and stepping into the role of a parent. Your oracle card is Grandmother Earth. This is such a powerful confirmation of both the Empress and the strange energies. This card shows that your inner power is strengthening. You are becoming more capable of bringing what already exists within you into this physical world. It speaks of stability, nourishment, and long-term growth. These are not new qualities. You've always had them. But now, you are fully stepping into them. And this card also suggests spending time in nature, reconnecting with yourself, because in the end, your goal is yourself, and your destination is original essence. Everything returns to simplicity. Everything returns to truth. Thank you for those who chose Group 1. Wishing you all the best, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello Group 2, welcome to your reading. First, let's take a look at your current energy. You have the Nine of Swords and the Lovers with the Four of Pentacles as the underlying energy. Okay, there's a bit of overlap with Group 1, but this group leans much more toward the emotional and rational realm. Right now, you may feel like your life is relatively stable, but at the same time, there's this subtle feeling of being stuck. It can feel like you're trapped in a certain emotional pattern, either within a specific relationship or within a pattern of choosing. You might feel like, even though there are better or more aligned options available, you may still end up choosing something that is just good enough. For example, in love, you may feel that your current relationship isn't fully satisfying, but is stable, and leaving it doesn't necessarily guarantee something better. Because deep down, you may believe that even if you enter a new relationship, the pattern will likely repeat itself. And honestly, you are tired of going through the same emotional cycles again and again. And for some of you, this can also show up as staying single, avoiding new relationships altogether because you are afraid of reliving past experiences. Now, yes, the Nine of Swords appear here again, but unlike Group 1, your anxiety is rooted in attachment. You may not want to admit it, but these cards do show a resistance to loneliness. You enjoy companionship, you crave warmth, you form attachments, and this is completely normal. Even highly independent people have emotional needs. They are just more comfortable being alone. So if you tell me that you love being in love and you crave intimacy, and even after breakup you hope to reconcile or quickly enter a new relationship, I wouldn't find that strange at all, and I don't think that's a bad thing either. Yes, there are cases where people move quickly into a new relationship and it turns out beautifully, where two people genuinely heal each other, and that possibility exists. But since you were guided to this reading and chose this group, I'm going to assume that you are seeking something deeper than just a companionship. You are seeking wholeness within yourself. And that is something that, even within a healthy relationship, remains your own responsibility. So rather focusing on questions like, should I stay or leave this relationship? Who should I be with? Which job should I choose? Should I move overseas? What you truly need to understand is not an external choice, but a part of yourself that has not been fully recognized or accepted. If you feel overly attached to someone, it's often because you are unconsciously projecting parts of yourself onto them, parts that you haven't yet acknowledged. And this doesn't just apply to romantic partners, it can be friends, family, anyone you feel drawn to. Whenever you feel a strong pull towards someone, it's because there is something in them that resonates with you, something that already exists within you. You are, in a way, discovering yourself through others. But in your life, others are always supporting characters. They are mirrors, they are bridges. The person you're truly meant to meet is your complete self. So if you're feeling stuck, dissatisfied, or unsure how to move forward, what you need clarity on is not them, it's you. These cards emphasize that whether it's material manifestation or emotional fulfillment, only when you become clear about yourself and whole within yourself will the right people and opportunities naturally come in. Next, let's look at what is currently unfolding. We have Ace of Cups and Two of Swords. With the underlying card, we have the Hierophant. This is actually very positive. And I can say this clearly, if you currently experience a sense of stagnation, it is working in your favor. Right now, you may not feel ready to make decisions or push your life forward. You might even think you're avoiding things. But in reality, you are reorganizing yourself internally. And this process is deeply connected to emotional awareness. Especially if you are someone who tends to be logical and analytical, this inner work is even more important for you. There's a common misconception that rational people don't struggle with emotional dependency, but in reality, the opposite can be true. It's not that the need for attachment doesn't exist within them, it's that it has been suppressed. So when they enter a relationship, those unmet emotional needs can surface all at once. And because they haven't been consciously processed before, it can lead to patterns like difficulty entering relationships, difficulty maintaining them, and difficulty letting go when things become unhealthy. Both the Nine of Swords and the Two of Swords carry that very mental energy. And if you also have water elements in your chart, emotional awareness becomes even more essential because you may feel emotions very intensely but not necessarily understand them clearly. Being sensitive doesn't just mean feeling deeply. It means knowing what you are feeling, why you are feeling it, and what need is underneath that emotion. But the reality for some of you may be either suppressing your emotions or feeling overwhelmed by them without fully understanding what's going on. Now here's the beautiful part. This spread shows that emotional awareness is not just something you need to work on. It's actually a hidden gift. The Ace of Cups shows that you are opening up this emotional awakening. And with the Hierophant, this process may be supported through some form of connection or guidance. This could be through a relationship, a mentor, a spiritual path, or even a belief system. In those connections, you are moving away from analyzing emotions logically and instead paying attention to what truly moves you, what touches you, what resonates with you, and often what you feel in others is a reflection of yourself. For some of you, I also sense a growing interest in spirituality, philosophy, or ancient wisdom. These teachings may feel very insightful for you because in many ways they are reflecting your own inner wisdom. Finally, let's look at your near future. We have the Six of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the Five of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have Ten of Cups. This is beautiful. The first thing I'm picking up is that many of you have a pattern of overgiving. The more attached you feel, the more you tend to give. And for some of you, there's also a tendency to be strong in a way that comes from fear, not ego, not pride, but a subconscious fear that if you're not good enough, you might be abandoned. This is exactly why emotional awareness is so important for you, because it helps you recognize when you are giving, is it coming from genuine love, or is there a hidden fear of losing the other person? Because the second one can feel more like a transaction, and the people can sense that. Now the good news is, I see your emotional world becoming much healthier. You no longer need to overgive just to make someone's day. You no longer need to make yourself indispensable in order to feel secure. The Six of Pentacles represents balance, mutual giving, equal exchange, healthy interaction, not just in actions, but also in emotional expectations and attachment. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse suggests that in the past, you may have taken on the role of the giver, the nurturer, the one who holds everything together, too early and too much. But now you are learning to let go of that pressure. You no longer force yourself to be perfect. You no longer demand constant excellence from yourself. And with the Five of Pentacles, something powerful happens because you can now recognize your own needs. You are willing to be vulnerable. You allow yourself to be seen. You allow yourself to ask for help. And with the Six of Pentacles, you also allow yourself to receive. The Ten of Cups as your underlying energy is absolutely beautiful. This is emotional fulfillment at its highest level. If you once resisted being alone, I now see you reaching a point where even solitude feels whole and complete. And some of you may enter new partnerships. And through mutual growth and understanding, these connections can become long-term and stable. Others of you who once feared commitment may begin to realize you do want it, and you are capable of it. For a few of you who were previously afraid of marriage or starting a family, I see a shift in that perspective as well. This group is going through a major transformation, and it's a positive one. Your oracle card is Medicine Woman or Medicine Man. This aligns so perfectly with the Ace of Cups. It also confirms that we mentioned earlier. You are developing a hidden gift, your healing talent. Your life path, your purpose begins with healing yourself. Your guiding image here is of a bridge, and I see you walking across it. This is the journey of self-acceptance and self-healing, and when you reach the other side of the bridge, you fully step into your gift. This is not something given to you by the universe. It's something that has always been within you, now being activated. Okay, wishing all of you who chose Group 2 the very best, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello Group 3, welcome to your reading. First, let's take a look at your current energy. We have the Emerald and the Four of Wands, with the Temperance as the underlying energy. Honestly, this is a very strong and stable energy. Right now, you are ambitious, goal-oriented, and very much in control of your life. You are building your own kingdom, and you already achieved your first stage of success. There is confidence and power here. And for some of you who chose Group 3, you may have just entered or are about to enter a stable relationship. This could be in your career or your romantic life. And from this point on, you are no longer doing everything alone. You now have a foundation, you have support, you have companionship. What I'm seeing is that you are currently adapting to this new dynamic. Because entering a partnership means new energy is being introduced into your life. And that also means you need to adjust your old way of living. Both the Emperor and the Four of Wands are number 4 cards. This tells me that your previous life structure has been very stable. You've had your own rhythm, your own way of doing things. You could even be quite self-directed, making decisions independently. Because when you're on your own, you don't need to consider others. But the Temperance is the number 14, which reduces to number 5, brings in the energy of change and adjustment. Like I mentioned earlier, this change comes from the merging two energies. And what I see here is not multiple forces, it's more like a one-on-one dynamic, you and your partner and you and your collaborator. Temperance suggests that the two of you may be quite different, like water and fire. So naturally, there will be differences, but at the same time, you're very matched. If you can find harmony, this connection can actually bring a lot of luck and growth to both of you. Also, the Temperance comes after the Death card in the tarot sequence, which tells me that you've already gone through one or even multiple deep personal transformation. And since the card that follows Temperance is the Devil, I also feel that you will be using the wisdom and the strength you've gained to face future challenges. In this deck, the Emperor is holding a crystal ball that's grasped by an eagle. This tells me that you are able to foresee upcoming opportunities and challenges. So right now, after achieving your first milestone, you are preparing yourself for what's next. Now let's look at what is currently unfolding. We have Five of Swords and a Four of Swords. We also have the Hermit in reverse as the underlying energy. Wow, this feels like a truth-revealing moment. When it comes to relationships, I see a tendency to avoid conflict. You may not want to face the problems that arise, so instead, you choose to step back rather than address them directly. The Hermit in reverse shows that this withdrawal is not coming from clarity or resolution. It's coming from avoidance. And combined with the Temperance earlier, you may unconsciously believe that avoiding conflict is the way to maintain harmony in relationship. Because whether in work or in love, since you are used to operating independently, you may lack experience in navigating shared dynamics. So in order to keep things peaceful, you might avoid necessary conversations. Also, the Hermit in reverse suggests that part of this avoidance comes from a fear of returning to being alone again. That fear can make you reluctant to confront issues head-on. The Five of Swords also shows that at least one party in this dynamic may have an inflated ego. They may be very articulate and are capable of defending themselves, but there can also be distortion, twisting facts to win an argument. For Group 3, these cards are showing up at the right time. When conflict becomes intense and emotions run high, taking a step back and allowing space can be helpful. But silence does not equal resolution. What is left unspoken will accumulate over time. The Hermit in reverse here is encouraging you to break the silence, to find a way to communicate and bring clarity to unresolved issues. You need to remind yourself a healthy relationship can have problems. What matters is whether those problems are addressed and worked through. And finally, let's look at your near future. We have the Knight of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, we have Knight of Pentacles. Okay, I'm seeing a few different scenarios here. The first scenario, for some of you, yes, you are entering a new partnership, but before that happens, you may need to end an existing one. This could be a change of collaborators, partners, or even romantic connections. In your previous connection, it may have felt like a one-sided effort, like you were the one holding everything together. And when you finally chose to communicate honestly, you may not have received understanding in return. Instead, the other person's ego may have caused them to respond in a hurtful or harsh way. The Knight of Cups shows that you are naturally romantic, graceful, and idealistic. You may have been viewing this person through a romantic lens, avoiding conflict and trying to maintain harmony on your own. But once that illusion breaks, you cut ties decisively. Interestingly, there's an ego in the Ten of Swords, and just like in the Emperor card. This tells me that you are very clear. This person does not belong in your future, and your future includes someone else. The Knight of Pentacles confirms this. A few more stable and sincere partner is on the way. They may not arrive quickly, but they will come with genuine intention and a grounded energy that aligns with you. And for others of you, this is about the same person, but with their transformation and cooperation. No matter how different you are, as long as you share a common goal, there is room for compromise. However, an honest conversation is unavoidable. Both of you need to drop the image of who you think you are in a relationship. You need to face vulnerability without worrying about pride, arrogance, or power. And from there, rebuild a connection on equal ground. And for some of you, this is not about a relationship yet. You may currently have multiple options in your life. This could be love, career, or opportunities. The energy here feels like a balancer. You might be weighing different choices. And the Seven of Cups shows that among these options, there is one that is truly aligned with you. If in love, this could even be a destined connection. But you haven't fully chosen it yet. You are still observing, comparing, imaging what the other options might be like. Now remember, the Emperor energy means you are not someone who lacks decisiveness. You are capable of making strong decisions. And with the Temperance earlier, followed by the Devil in the Tarot sequence, this feels like a reminder. Don't let temporary desire cause you to miss the right opportunity. Balance is key. If you step into your decisiveness, your future will unfold in a very stable and grounded way. And the last scenario is about your own inner shift. In the past, you may have avoided conflict, idealized relationships, and held onto hope even in unhealthy situations. Sometimes, due to vulnerability in your self-esteem, you may have tolerated things you shouldn't have. But now I see you becoming honest with yourself. You are choosing to drop the illusion. You are choosing to face the discomfort, the truth, and even the pain that comes with it. You're learning to recognize what is healthy for you and what is not. And from there, you are walking away from the past in a more grounded and empowered way and stepping into a new beginning. Your Oracle card is Spirit Keeper of the East. This is amazing. The keywords about this card here are spring, waxing moon, rebirth, and new beginnings. This aligns perfectly with your spread, and especially with the energy of the Ten of Swords. This card shows that you are closing out a chapter of your life and stepping into a brand new cycle. And in this new cycle, there are many beautiful opportunities waiting for you. Okay, wishing all of you who chose Group 3 the very best, and I'll see you in the next reading.